Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Good morning. In the present video, I will be taking a small topic with you, which is chapter number 2, topic 4, limitations of social aim. So till now, I have discussed with you in my previous videos what are aims of education, what is an individual aim, what is a social aim, and in the present video, I will be taking up with you what are the different limitations of having social aim of education. So let's look at them one by one. So if you're having social aims of education rather than actually having individualistic aims of education, and if you're promoting social aims of education, that means that you are kind of trying to make an individual a tool for the progress of the society. So in that scenario, what happens is the needs of a student, the desires of a student or an individual, the aspirations, goals, aims that he has, they tend to take a back seat. And what happens is that you are kind of promoting blind loyalty to the society or the country that you belong to. Another major limitation of having a social aim than an individualistic aim of education is that it reduces an individual to simply a means, a method, that is it. So focus is on essentially the progress of society and not on the progress or development of the individual. Now, this kind of may create some amount of dissatisfaction in a person. The level of dissatisfaction which is created may vary from one person to another person. So, some people who are very patient in nature may feel lesser dissatisfaction as compared to other people who get frustrated very easily. So, society ignores the legitimate needs, desires, and interests of the individual. So if it is only social aim, then all these things will take a back seat, it will be ignored, it will be neglected. Individual will thus not be encouraged to look critically at the problems which are there in his life and the evils which are existing in the society. So kind of you are wanting the person to just blindly follow whatever rules are there in the society, whatever the traditions are there, whatever the culture is existing in the society, rules, regulation, norms, social practices, everything. So even if there are some evils in a particular society, you are kind of promoting that, through education, the student should not dissent in any manner. He should blindly follow whatever is there in the society. So if you're not letting the individual grow holistically and you're not focusing his individual interests and his individual opinion and goals, then kind of you are for the society only and not for the individual. Individuals thus have to obey the laws of their country or society even if they find fault in them. So even if they are against some laws, they will have to abide by them. This is, kind of what you're trying to promote through social aim. Now, this is actually considered against the development of individuality of an individual. So, having a social aim therefore discourages a person's own opinion, perspectives, values, and the way he looks at things. Maybe you can even say individual attitudes toward different objects or situations in his life. It also neglects his own personal short-term and long-term meaningful goals that he had kept for himself. So when we talk about individual and social aim of education, they actually run parallel to each other, which is that is they complement each other strongly. So we say in simple terms that when individual progresses, society progresses and vice versa. So there is a person, there is a student who is progressing. Eventually, with his progressed mind, with his mind which is fully developed, personality developed, he is going to contribute also at a later stage to the society. In fact, not even specifically when I say to the later stage, even students contribute a lot to the society. So youth also is very important and they can actually give a significant amount of contribution when it comes to contributing to the society at large. So individual progress is therefore complemented with societal progress and vice versa. If the society is progressing, which means that the norms which are prevalent in the society, they change, they modify over a period of time. They are progressive norms, progressive social practices which are being followed. The individual will also finally grow because of it, will succeed and progress because of it. So it's a mutual progress. Now when we go to John Adam, he said that individuality requires a social medium to grow, which means that individuality on its own cannot grow. It can grow only when there is a conducive environment, a social environment, there is a proper society which has its own rules and regulations and laws. T.P. Nunn says that individuality develops in social environment. Again, this is a very similar statement given by John Adam, that individuality can develop only in a social environment. It cannot develop in an environment which is existing in vacuum, or you can say individualistic environment. So society is therefore the foundation of individuality. That is the reason that it's important to understand that there is a connection, a strong connection between this. Moving forward, John Adam, James Ross, philosophers, and a lot of thinkers, and in fact, educationists have also commented, and they have opined and posited that the individual as well as social aims of education, they seem to appear contradictory. So where there is one school of thought that supports this notion that they run complementary to each other, they are parallel to each other, there are another set of people or a school of thought which emphasize that somewhere they are contradictory in nature. But in reality, if we talk, it is actually complementing each other, and both are very important and essential. Without an individual's progress, society cannot progress. Without the society, having progressed, it's not possible that individual will progress. So it's both, and both of them, it's very important that they should parallelly or simultaneously progress. So a school which is benefiting the student in terms of like giving opportunities to grow, in terms of giving opportunities to interact with each other, some platform where co-cultural activities can actually help the child to express himself in a better manner. Knowledge again is another main kind of opportunity which the school provides. So if all these things are given to a student to actually improve his personality, to improve his holistic or you can say create holistic development for this particular student, it's actually benefiting the society ultimately. So you can say that through the student, the benefit is actually passing on to the society. So when a school is teaching a student, giving a lot of opportunities as well as facilities and a proper conducive environment, what is happening? He's going to have a better awareness of himself. So he's going to be a person who is very high on self-awareness, who understands that these are my weak spots, these are my positive points, these are my strengths, and this is something that I need to work upon, this is something that I need to change with the passing time, etc. So a person who is high in terms of self-awareness, a person who understands the needs of society. Now, because he is educated, he's very high in terms of understanding societal situations. He's very good in terms of understanding the perspectives of other people. So anything wrong which is happening in the society, it is expected that a well-educated mind will understand that. At the same time, this person is also going to have a very good, pleasing, warm kind of personality, where people like to talk to him, people like to connect with him. Also, this person will eventually, get a good job. He'll have a good status when it comes to society. Therefore, we say that he is eventually going to contribute a lot in terms of the benefit of or the welfare of people and society. So, therefore, we stress that both aims function together. That is the societal benefit or the societal progress aim, as well as the individualistic aim. Both of these aims, they go together. Self-realization can be achieved only through social service. If there is a person who is doing community service, social service, where he is trying to benefit people who are, let's say, handicapped or underprivileged or old and sick people, by helping those people, he's going to understand what are his best part of his nature, what are the positive points, what are the negative points, whether he gets irritated a lot, if yes, then what are the reasons behind it. Is he a person who is very temperamental in nature, somebody who gets very angry at small things? And then understanding all those things. So actually connecting with the society, understanding situations, connecting with other people, different groups of people, different sections of the society, underprivileged people or disabled people, he is actually going to realize his own self through the connections that he is forming. Therefore, it's very important to understand that self-realization can be achieved only through social service.
In fact, social ideas which are actually of any value can come into being only through free individuals, that is free-minded individuals who have flexible kind of thinking and not a rigid kind of thinking, who do not have a tunnel vision, but they are people who are, very high in terms of observation and very high in terms of adjusting and adapting to different situations and very flexible when it comes to thinking. So social ideas of real value can come into being only through free individuals who have developed valuable individuality. So again, there is a connection between social ideas and a person's own identity and individuality. Okay, moving further, according to John Adam, individuality requires a social medium to grow. Without social conducts, we are not humans. So individuality is again highlighted that it requires a social medium. It cannot exist in vacuum. And also without your social conducts, social norms which are there, rules and regulations which are there, traditions which are there. Without that, we cannot consider ourselves humans. So again, a very strong connection. Both are therefore interdependent upon each other. The synthesis of these two aims of education, that is the individualistic aims of education and the social aims of education, can bring out the real aim of education, the true value of education. Therefore, it's going to lead to the highest development of the individual. It's important to emphasize over here, as a member of the society. So, who is benefiting? The individual, but then not staying in vacuum, but as a member of the society where he exists. So, which again signifies the synthesis or the strong relationship between these two types of aims.